So there we go. Okay, so we're talking about verbo do verbo, as my teenage students like to call it. So it's verbs that require a specific form after them. Some verbs require ing, some verbs require infinitive. For example, I want to go to the movies, etc. And some verbs require ing. So we're looking at the verbs that require ing after them, like stop, for example. Let's do some exercise. Just a second, let me find it. Okay. 53. So this is in the grammar book, the English Grammar in Use, the book with the blue cover. Page unit 53, if you downloaded that book, there's a lot of exercises on this. Unit 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. There's lots of units dealing with this. So if you're interested, you can look it up. But we'll do just a few exercises just to check it out. Unit 53. Here. Okay. So let me share this with you guys. Okay, so complete each sentence with one of the following verbs. So let's have a look at the verbs, see if you recognize them, if you know what they mean. So answer, apply, be, forget, listen, live, lose, make, read, try, use, and write. You understand these verbs, right? No problem with vocabulary. Any verb that you don't understand? Guess not. They're very common verbs. So he tried to avoid answering my question. Number 2, Daniela. How would you complete that?
Could you please stop to making so much noise?
Without the to, direct ing. Stop making.
Stop making. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. David, number 3.
I enjoy listening to the music.
Listening. The verb listen, you don't pronounce the T, listening to music.
Listen.
Yeah. Listening in this case. Listening to music. Number 4, Aline.
I consider applying for the job, but in the end, I decided against it.
Yes, I considered applying. There is a Y here. So before the ing, do you keep this Y? Do you change it? How does it work here? Is this correct? Or you should drop that Y?
I think he dropped the Y.
No, you don't.
No? Oh, gosh.
No. Good
mistake.
try, though, Aline. Thanks for playing. Yeah, the Y, for example, play and study. 2 verbs that finish with Y, right? So how do the ing, playing or studying, you don't do anything. Both of them, you keep the Y. Okay, but if you want to do the simple past, what's the simple past of play? It's a regular verb,
Played.
so it's just ed.
Wow.
Played. Do you keep the Y or do you change it?
Change it.
No, you don't. You keep it.
No?
But
Really?
study, what do you do with the Y here? Here, you change it. So how do you know? When do you keep the Y? When do you change the Y?
When you have a vowel or a consonant.
Okay, when you have a vowel. Okay, so if you're adding the ing,
vowel.
you never change it anything. So with the ing, there's no rule. You don't drop the Y. It's always the same. But if you're doing the past, or if you're doing the third person singular, plays, studies. So if you're adding an ed or if you're adding the s, if it's a vowel before the Y, then you don't change it. If it's a consonant before the Y, it's a consonant before the Y, then you change it, right? But only for the ed and for the s, not for the ing. All right, that's the rule. But usually you
Okay.
recognize it. You just look at the word and you know if it's correct or not correct. But it's good to know the rule if you're not sure, right? Okay, makes sense.
Okay.
All right, so I'll send you this. Okay. So have you finished? Have you considered? Okay, number 5, who's next? Mariana.
Have you finished reading the newspaper yet?
Okay. Number 6, Suellen.
We need to change our routine. We can't go on for forgetting like this. No.
We need to, our routine, our life is complicated. It's not good. Our routine, our life is
Living
bad.
like this.
Yeah, we can't go on living like this. Number 7, Rafa.
I don't mind you the phone as long as you pay for our calls. I don't mind you using the phone as long as you pay for all your calls.
Right. And number 8, David.
My memory is getting worse. I keep forgetting things.
And Suellen?
I've put off so many times. I've put off writing.
Do you know, yeah, writing. Do you know the verb put off? Do you know what it means? Put off?
I think it's miss, like didn't write it.
To put off, yeah, exactly. You didn't write it yet, so you ficou adiando, né? Put off is adiar or postpone. Yes, same thing. Number 10, Mariana.
What a stupid thing to do. Can you imagine anybody being so stupid?
Yeah, being so stupid. Number 11, Danny.
Well, I've given up to lose weight. I've given up to,
Sem o to. Direto ING.
yeah. I've given up. I'm trying to find the verb.
The right verb, yeah.
Given up. Leaving to lose weight.
No,
That's
yeah, given up. What if people are overweight, they try to lose weight, right? They don't always succeed.
okay. Leaving lose weight. It's like our we talk.
Weak talk? What do you mean?
I've given up trying to lose weight. It's impossible.
Trying to lose weight, yeah. And number 12, Suellen.
If you invest your money on the stock market, you risk losing it.
Losing it. Okay, is this news to you, or did you know this rule in English? Verbo do verbo. Did you know this rule? Verbo do verbo?
Yeah, I think I knew it, but I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions about this?
No, it's okay.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Okay. Okay. So what are we going to do now? As I promised yesterday, we were going to talk a little bit more. So let's talk a little bit more. Okay. So if you want to practice some more of this, I can give you some homework, but we don't have classes next week, so it's going to be a long time. But I'll write some homework for you anyway, if anybody has a chance to do that. Grammar book, unit. I want to give you some. The exercise can be a little more difficult. Let me see, unit 50. I'll think about it and then I'll send you after class, because I have to look at these different units and see which one is more interesting to do for class. Okay, so I'll send you the homework or something for us to pick up again next class after the class is finished. And for now, okay, so let's go to our Google Docs. And just to finish, yesterday we sort of organized a little bit some people who are going to be presenting for us in the next few classes after Carnival. Presenting meaning, presenting their project, the project they're working on right now, or practicing a presentation they have to do for clients or even inside the company, or presenting anything for work. If you don't have anything for work that you want to present, you can present something about your private life if you want, a trip that you made, or a film that you saw, or some book that you're reading, or anything that you think is interesting to share with people. So it doesn't really have to be about your work. It can be something else, but just for you to get the opportunity to present for about 5 minutes. So David, Suellen, Daniela, and Aline, I already scheduled. Mariana, you're not. Rafa, you're not. So we can put you down. Can I put you guys down for the week after that? I think Mariana will be back from New York, second week of March. And Rafa?
On the 14, yeah.
You'll be back after the 14th?
No, 13 or 14th works for me.
Is okay for you, okay? How about you, Rafa?
Okay, I can be in the last week.
Mariana, so 13 or 14 of March. For now, I'll put you down for the same week as Mariana, so it's like maybe this week, but then we can bater o martelo, as they say. We can settle on this date when it gets closer to it, okay? If it's that date or the week after, but for now, we leave it like this. All right. So before we go to have you guys talking a little bit more, I'd like to just remember a little bit what we were talking about yesterday about the pronunciation of these words. We talked about the magic E rule, the double consonant rule. So people who were not here, or even those who were. So let me ask somebody who was here. David, how would you pronounce these 4 words?
I don't remember, but see.
Let me remember. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Dine.
Diner, dinner.
Yeah, very good. Din, dine, diner, dinner. So Danny, what's the rule? How do I know if I have to pronounce dinner or diner? How do I know?
I forgot the rule.
Who was here yesterday, or anybody who knows this answer? Suellen was here. Do you remember when do you know that you pronounce diner or dinner? By reading the word.
I remember that one has a double letter. It's short one. It's a short one.
Yeah, double consonant. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
okay, so let's begin with the other rule, which is the magic E rule. If you have in Portuguese, to indicate if what kind of vowel you have, we use accents, right? Vovô, vovó. It's the accent that tells us if it's O or O. In English, they don't have accents to tell you how to pronounce the vowels, but they give you some indication in the writing to help you know how to pronounce the vowels. One of these accents, which is not an accent, is the magic E. So if you see this E, you know that the vowel before that is what they call a long vowel, dine. Yeah. And if you have a double consonant, you know that the vowel before that is a short vowel, which is dinner. So dine, long vowel because of the magic E, dinner, short vowel because of the double consonant, right? So these are acentos in English to help you read the words, vovô, vovó, things like that, okay? If you don't have the magic E, like in din, then it's a short vowel because it's not dine. You don't have the magic E to indicate that it's a long vowel. So the magic E indicates a long vowel, dine. The double consonant indicates a short vowel, dinner. So going back to our lovely Gavin, let's just practice this a little
What's
bit.
up, guys? Tudo bom? Eu acabei de ensinar que em vez de acentos sobre letras, como no português, o inglês utiliza letras mudas para sinalizar como se pronuncia a palavra. Por exemplo, tap torna-se tape quando colocar o magic E. Esse E mudo faz com que a vogal dentro fala o próprio nome. Lembre-se de que os vogais no inglês são A, E, I, O, U. Repete, é para se lembrar durante essa lição mais uma vez. A, E, I, O, U. Tap, tape. Mas daí surgiu a dúvida na palavra apple. Isso não segue a regra? Porque tem magic E. Por que é que não se pronuncia apple? Assim, apple. Isso é muito estranho. Então, será que apple é uma exceção à regra do magic E? Na verdade, não é uma exceção, porque tem outra regra. E a regra é muito simples. Vocês, como estudantes de inglês, podem pensar nisso assim. Quando tiver consoante extra dentro da palavra, uma dupla consoante, essa dupla consoante desfaz o trabalho do magic E. Por exemplo, vamos começar com a palavrinha mat aqui. Daí, vamos aglutinar o magic E torna-se may, com a pronúncia do vogal, a vogal falando o próprio nome. May, may. Mas daí, se colocar mais um T aí dentro, de novo a pronúncia dessa terceira palavra é mat. Mat, may, mat. O inglês é estranho. Mas você tá vendo, a dupla consoante cancela, desfaz. Mas no verbo cuddle...
So let's see, how would you pronounce these words, Rafa?
Cod, cold, cod.
Cuddle. Cuddle.
Ah, tá.
Cod,
Ah.
code, cuddle. Very good. Do you know these words? Do you know what they mean?
Code, código. Era
Yes.
cod e cuddle.
Cod is a fish. In Portugal, it's very typical to make a plate with potatoes and red peppers and green peppers and onions in the oven with dried cod. You know codfish? Do you like codfish? This Portuguese wonderful dish. David, do you like codfish?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Bacalhau?
Yes, exactly. That's cod. There's code, and coddle is to sort of hug somebody close, right? To hold somebody tight. This is to coddle, or to be tender with somebody. With a baby, it's to coddle. So the next one.
O O tem a pronúncia de A, mais uma vez, e não O, mesmo tendo um magic E no fim. Cod, code, coddle. Na verdade, eu, quando criança, eu me lembro de pensar naquela dupla consoante como um bloqueio, um fortalecimento do próprio nome.
So let's see these ones. Mariana. How would you pronounce these words?
The first one, dabble,
Yeah,
able, table.
right. Dabble, able, table. Do you know the meaning of these words?
Dabble, no.
To dabble is to do some activity, but just as an amateur, not a professional. So you dabble in photography, you dabble in painting, you just do it for your own amusement, for fun, you don't do it seriously, to dabble in some activity. Okay, let's see if there's some more here. This one, who's there? Danny, how would you pronounce these?
I think it's maple leaf, apple.
Yeah, maple leaf and apple. Leaf is a long vowel, E, leaf.
Okay.
Yeah, not lift, yeah, not like lift. It's leaf, maple leaf and apple. Do you know what the maple leaf is?
The leaf of the I don't know how to say it. Bandera. I forgot the word.
The Canadian flag.
Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, flag.
The Canadian flag, exactly. That red leaf is the maple leaf. Maple is a tree, right? That's very typical in Canada. And in the fall, in autumn, the leaves from the maple tree, they turn from green to red, very bright red. And that's what makes the autumn in Canada so beautiful, is the maple trees that become red. Other trees become orange or yellow or golden, but the maple trees, they turn red. So it's so gorgeous to be in Canada, or the northeastern United States, Vermont, New York State, all those states in the eastern coast. They look beautiful in autumn. Has anybody been there? Have you seen the North American autumn and this kind of colorful landscape? Has anybody been there? Or have you seen it in movies or in any, have you ever seen this?
I've never
What?
been to
Sorry?
Canada.
Never been to Canada or the northeastern United States, like New York State, Vermont, Connecticut, Massachusetts, all those states north of New York.
I have.
Have you, what time of the year were you there, Mariana?
I lived in Canada for 1.5 years. So
Where did
but
you live? Where did
it
you
was
live?
winter for 6 months.
Right, yeah, I know the feeling. So where did you live?
In Mississauga, close to Toronto.
Mississauga, okay. Like I
Yeah.
lived in, I lived in Montreal, Canada for 5 years. So I
Yeah.
had 5 winters, 5 long winters. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
almost 3 years of winter.
Yeah. So it is a beautiful country, but cold. But anyway, I really recommend going to Canada or the northeastern United States in autumn. Absolutely. It's one of the most beautiful places to visit in September. It's like 2 or 3 weeks. It's not a very long time that the leaves are really at the brightest, maybe a month at the most, but it's worth going. It's really worth checking it out. I don't, in Ontario, did you see that, Mariana? Did you see that those transformations of the leaf colors?
Yeah.
It's
Autumn
gorgeous.
is very beautiful, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's really beautiful. Anyway, okay, so enough pronunciation, enough grammar. Let's go to conversation and let's go to our book, because for a long time I've been saying that we're going to start looking at start using that book that I said we're going to use for class material. And finally, we're going to go there. This is in our group, in our Google Docs group, the Advanced TetraTechEnglish folder, not group, in the folder that I sent you the link. I can send you the link again. The book is there. You can download it or use it in the Google Docs. But anyway, we're going to go to Unit 1B. We did Unit 1A last year. Hafa maybe remembers. Okay. And the good thing about using this book sometimes is that we're going to look at some grammar points, but also little details of the English language. Like, for example, in this case, how do you use do you know this? When you say, how do you say in English? Quanto mais você estudar, mais você vai aprender. How do you say that in English? Quanto mais blah, 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 mais blah, blah, blah. You know how to say that in English?
As long as you stud more.
It's the similar idea, but there is a specific structure, which is the. Has anybody seen this?
The
No?
more you.
The more you study,
The
the more you learn. Okay, so the nice thing about using this book is that we're going to look at some of these small structures, microstructures, nothing like the present perfect or the simple past or these big structures that really are super important all the time. These are details, but it's good to know. It's good to have these things. So we're going to, in this unit, we're going to look at that. We're going to look at comparatives, compound adjectives in terms of vocabulary, which is also something nice to look at and to learn. And also have some, so it has, the whole structure has a lot of things for us to, and also some discussions, right? So that's the idea of using the book. Sometimes we go to a unit of the book so we can have that kind of practice that is different from just talking about the news or discussing this or that or whatever. But anyway, this unit, the name is, Do You Believe in It? And let me see, Aline, this book, it always starts with like a quotation that sort of illustrates the idea of the unit. So Aline, could you read this little quote here on top?
Okay. For those who believe, no proof is necessary. For those who don't believe, no proof is possible.
What do you think this unit is going to be about based on this quote?
Believe in something. Maybe it's hard to believe. I don't know.
Yeah, we're accustomed to that now in Brazil, right?
Yeah.
People who don't believe in this, or don't believe in vaccines, or don't believe in that, or I don't know what, and or the earth is flat, or the earth is round, I don't know. But this unit is not so much about that kind of thing, but it's more about superstition and supernatural stories, you know, things hard to believe and things like that. And we're going to start with a little conversation. So I'm going to divide you guys in groups so you can talk a little bit more. And it's about two different stories. Hard to believe, but it happened to me. So these are two true stories: Noises in the Night, The Strange Object in the Hill. So let's read the beginning of these two stories. And then I'm going to divide you into pairs. Each person in the pair is going to read the continuation of one of the stories. I'm going to send you the continuation. So you read the continuation of Noises in the Night. Your partner reads the continuation to The Strange Object. And then you can tell each other the story. Okay, just tell how it ended and ask questions. So it's basically read the end of the story and tell that to your friend and answer their questions. And have a little bit of a conversation on the hard to believe things. And if you had any experience similar to that, any hard to believe experiences. So let's begin by reading the beginning of the two stories. We can begin maybe with maybe with Swellen. Could you read the beginning of Noises in the Night? Swellen, are you there? You're on mute.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
just here.
Okay.
About 6 months ago, my husband Russ and I moved into a house in the country. Our house is the middle one of 3 row houses, and it's more than 100 years old. A young couple lives in the house on our right, but the house on our left was empty and for sale.
Okay. Any vocabulary questions here?
Row.
Row
One of the-
houses. Yeah.
Row house.
Yeah. Row is like if you go to the movies, there is row A, row B, row C. So you know where your seat is, you know, your seat can be B17. So your row is row B, that row of the chairs. Row houses is houses in a row, one after the other, and they look the same. In England, it's very common to have row houses. In London or in smaller cities, it's like they all look the same, one after the other. You have all these doors. In Portuguese, like casas germinadas, something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
they're usually glued one to the other, wall to wall. Okay, so what do you think this story is going to be about?
Oh, to be about something paranormal or something like that.
Something paranormal, or how do you say casa assombrada in English? Haunted house. Maybe this house is haunted, something like that. Okay. So, okay, when you divide in pairs, you will discover the end of the story. And Danny, could you read the second story? The beginning of the second story.
This happened when I was 16, and I can still remember it vividly. I don't know how to say it.
Vividly.
Vividly. It was a clear morning, sunny with a breeze. I was going to meet the school friends walking the hills where there were some wonderful views. I'd agreed to meet him at the top of the hills.
Of one of the hills, yeah, at the top
of one of the hills.
Yeah. Okay, so Danny, how do you think this story is going to continue? What is this going to be about? It's not a haunted house, but what is it about, you think?
Maybe a history about a person who lived in the hills. I don't know.
Some mysterious person, some hermit, or some witch, some weird witch, or I don't know.
Yeah, a story about something or someone who lives in the hills.
Okay.
I guess the problem is it's at the hills.
Yeah, okay. Something happening on the hill. Okay. All right. So can I, so I'm going to divide you in groups and I'm going to send in the WhatsApp, just a minute. Okay, I'm going to send you the continuation of this, these two stories in the group, in the WhatsApp group. So how many are you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have pairs. So I'm going to divide you guys first and tell you who is going to read which story, okay? And then you can tell breakout rooms. 3. Okay, Daniela Suellen, you go to room 1. Room 2, David and Rafael. Room 3, Aline and Mariana. Okay, so write so you don't forget. Daniela, room 1. David, room 2. Aline, room 3. You're going to read about the haunted house, the first story, okay? And then Suellen in room 1, Rafael in room 2, and Mariana in room 3, you're going to read about the strange object at the top of the hill, okay? Mariana, Rafa, and Suellen. So I'm going to put you in the groups. While you're going in, I'm going to send the 2 stories and you read the right story. Okay, we're gonna have about 10-15 minutes to do this, but I'm going to be checking on you, and if you need me, you can send me a message and I can join you in your rooms. So there you go.